Confidence in the current stability of the Kenyan economy is not shared by economic analysts and ordinary Kenyans.
When you talk to people out there, they're feeling the pain. I saw some analysis by one analyst who said that over the 2 years, we all feel 15% poorer.
Having assumed power in September 2022, the Kenya Kwanza government was in the eye of the storm in 2023. The government managed to avert the potential debt default, stabilized the shilling against the dollar, and it successfully navigated the June 2024 Gen Z protests. But at what cost?
Part of that policy priority was meant to address significantly long-term structural issues. And I think for us to see results, they may not even benefit from them. Maybe a new administration may see some of the work that they're doing. This is how economics work.
Economic stakeholders worry that the hyped inflation drop in October 2024 is indicative of lack of demand, of regular Kenyans feeling the pinch of the government's tax-driven policies, and of companies being starved of money to grow.
Somebody else asked me, so if you come and brag about inflation being at 2.7%, what the hell does that mean for me?
Despite a revenue collection of 2.4 trillion shillings in 2023-2024, the government drew up a budget of 3.4 trillion in 2024-2025. To fill the shortfall, Kenya Kwanza plans to borrow, push an aggressive tax regime that led to protests over the Finance Bill 2024, while blaming the policies of the immediate former government.
So, is it a revenue or expenditure problem? It is neither a revenue or an expenditure problem. It is the impact of decisions of running large budget deficit, which we know you shouldn't. If running a budget deficit of 7 to 8% of GDP 3, 4, 5 years in a row is fiscal recklessness.
At the personal level, the stringent tax regime has led to almost 40% of gross salaries in the formal sector being slashed. Yet the government is still in the hunt for more taxes. Aiming to net Kenyans in the informal sector, it seeks to use the existing digital money apps and to tap into artificial intelligence.
These adjustments by nature are oftentimes unpalatable to the populace, given the already steep constraints everyone is facing. Indeed, fiscal consolidation is never an easy process.
With the government borrowing aggressively, Treasury bonds and bills have been offering up to 15% returns, which has seen the government winning the contest for money in the market. Pundits maintain that interest rates need to drop so that banks can lend to the private sector and spur manufacturing and business expansion to stimulate growth.
If we are talking about an inflation anchor around 3%, then clearly that enables us to start thinking about our entire yield curve being in single-digit territory, probably with 90-day T-bills around 5%, and hopefully with sort of the medium-term bonds, not much more above 10, if at all. It's a win for the private sector. It's a very, very big win for government in particular. So we have a very huge stake in the interest rate game from a fiscal perspective.
In addition to the government mopping up most of the money from the market, tax plans have been haphazard, which has a negative impact on running business.
Of even greater concern to business enterprises is the fact that tax and statutory deductions remain on a rising and unpredictable path, thus impairing cash flow projections.
Under former President Mwai Kibaki, the government delivered a conducive environment, then stepped out of the way and let the private sector thrive and drive the economy. In contrast, the Kenya Kwanza economists believe in the government being fully immersed in the lives of Kenyans. The focus is on squeezing the mythical middle class to empower the hustlers.
The economy that we've been used to analyzing is a small enclave economy of the existing middle class. And maybe we are not paying sufficient attention to what we are trying to do is to expand that base.